Hey guys, so this week I am collabing with Taylor, so you can go check out her channel. I'll put the links down the bottom, a little iCard, and a little clip on the end, so you can go check out her channel. She has a super cute family, and she does tons of these what's for dinner videos. So if you enjoy those type of videos, definitely head over her channel, subscribe, comment on her video, and let her know that where you came from. So yeah, let's get started. I'm gonna show you all of the meals that we had this week, and I'm kind of hungry because I'm waiting for one to cool down. So let's get started. All right, so tonight for dinner, we're gonna have shrimp and grits, which I'm super excited about. This is one of my favorite recipes. I hadn't had it. I mean, I live in the South and this is kind of crazy. I didn't like grits for the longest time. I don't even know why. I probably can't even say I didn't like grits because I never ate them. But I had shrimp and grits at a local restaurant like a year or two ago, and I fell in love. So a lot of times when I eat something at a restaurant, I try to see if I can recreate it, and I did, and I love it. So, and I actually don't like it in the restaurant anymore because it's so much better when you make it at home. I don't have like a recipe that I follow, but I think it's Bobby Flay that has a really good recipe. Anyway, so I've got shrimp. I take the shells and the tails and everything off. I use kielbasa. You can also use bacon, which would be really good. I haven't tried it that way. I'm not sure why. A lot of times when you use cooked bacon that's been like crispy and then you put it into like a sauce, it gets kind of rubbery. So I feel that this works better. We have chicken stock, wine, which is optional, but I do think it makes a big difference. I don't drink wine, but I have red and a white wine. I just pick up the cheap bottles from Aldi, and I use them when I use like fish for white or chicken for white, and then red meat with the red wine. Anyway, I got an onion, garlic, so I pretty much cook up the onion and the kielbasa, and then I'll do the shrimp like last, and I'll even take them out because I don't want them to overcook. I add in my chicken stock, the wine, let it kind of reduce, and then I fix my grits just like it is on the back. Yep, on the back, and then I add a bunch of cheese, and then we eat, and it's super delicious. So I'll share it with you. All right, I'm gonna try to share as much as I can, but I'm just sauteing the sausage and onions. Try to get a little bit of color on them. They've been going for a couple minutes. Good flavor can take time, so don't rush this and don't burn it. So I have it on a pretty low heat. I have my shrimp ready to go. I will take this out and then put the shrimp in, and then take the shrimp out and then put this back in. It's a lot of work. Overcooked shrimp do not taste good at all. I have not added any salt and pepper or anything, or garlic. I will wait until I put it back because a lot of times you'll get more of a liquid instead of the oil that you want to saute. So I'm trying to just get some color on the sausage. All right, so I cooked the shrimp. I just decided just to move everything over. This right here is the liquid from the shrimp. Do not get rid of that. This is flavor. So I've upped the temperature a little bit, so now I'm going to add the shrimps over here. I'm going to add salt, pepper, and garlic and let that go for a couple minutes. That is mommy's drink.
What is it?
It's not for you. Anyway, salt and pepper, garlic, and then we'll add our wine, chicken stock, let it go, and then we'll add the shrimp like last. And then we'll get ready to start the grits. All right, I don't measure when I cook. I just do. Like a half of a cup. I do the wine first so that the flavors can kind of work together. Maybe a half a cup. This child. Alright, so I'm gonna let this simmer. We'll let this simmer, and then I'll add the chicken stock. I'm not sure if I'll add a full cup. It all depends on how much of a liquidy like broth that you want to be able to pour over your grits. So like this will cook down quite a lot. You want it to cook down like by half so that the flavors can just intensify. And I might actually add a little bit more. And again, I'm not adding the shrimp until last because they will get super nasty. And then I'll add the chicken stock a little by little. All right, the shrimp part is pretty pretty much done. I'm just letting it sit. I put the shrimp in, put a little bit of parsley on there so it's pretty and green. My grits, I use the quick grits. Do whatever you want, but I just add cheddar cheese, Parmesan cheese, and salt and pepper, and then I just stir it in there, and then it's ready to eat. I mean, it really does come together pretty fast. I wish I had timed it. It's just trying to be patient when you're kind of trying to simmer the sauce. And I did fill this up to a half a cup, so I probably used another 1/4 of a cup of water because I want to make sure that there's plenty of sauce to scoop over on top of the grits. That's what we prefer, but if you want a thicker sauce, then don't add more, but a cup would be fine with like a thicker kind of gravy. So I'll show it served up, and that's our shrimp and grits. And no, my kids will not be eating this. I have no problem fixing something nice for me and Matthew and then having peanut butter and jelly for my kids. Totally worth it. Zach, my oldest, he's 19. He's at a friend's house. Noah will have cheese tacos because he doesn't like meat. He doesn't really like much. He's very picky. But Hannah will have this with like some chips or something and some fruit. All right, there's my shrimp and grits. All ready to go. Serve with vegetables or not. You do you and enjoy. All right, nothing elaborate here. I started doing like 3 projects and I realized it was after 5, so I just grabbed my frozen choice of the week, and that is these little honey chicken nugget thingies from Aldi, which are actually pretty good. French fries, which I found in my freezer because I didn't have any, and just some packaged Alfredo noodles. We usually do 1 freezer, I call it a frozen meal, so like everything is kind of like from the freezer meal a week, and so this was it. Alright, so today is Wednesday and I'm fixing lasagna. Excuse my kids in the back, they're playing. But I'm making one for a friend and her family first. They don't like it with ricotta, so I'm just going to do it without first, and then I'll make ours since I'm already in the process of doing it. It is 11 in the morning. So I've got the meat sauce right here. Normally when I do lasagna, I don't do meat sauce because I have the ricotta. So I went and just added meat to their sauce so it'd be a little bit more filling. And then I've got the noodles. I always put them in an ice bath. It's easier to handle so they're not hot. And then all the cheese. And I gotta get my seasonings and stuff. But we're gonna layer this up and then we'll move on to ours. All right, 1 lasagna down. All right, so I'm gonna make peanut butter chocolate chip bars. I'm gonna double the recipe so we have some and then they'll have some. And I got them like aluminum foil pans that they can throw away with all the lasagna. And my kids talk every time I'm doing a video. And then I got her a metal pan to, I'm gonna bake the brownies in. She can keep it or toss it, it's all from the Dollar Tree. But I'm gonna do this. I'll put the recipe in the description below. I clean my counter because I do lasagna rolls. To me, it's much easier to serve. I just feel that way. But I boiled my noodles and then I put them in an ice bath so that I can actually handle them so they're not hot. I'll put a layer of sauce on my glass dish, and then I have my ricotta mixture, which, where's my camera? Which I'm pretty sure everybody's recipe is like a little bit different, but I just do ricotta, cheese, egg, seasoning, and then just mix it up. But that's what I do, so I'll just show you how I do it, how I put it together, and then I'll bake it later on. It is 3 o'clock. We have to leave in an hour and a half or an hour for dance. So glad I've got dessert already in the fridge ready to be baked. I've got dinner almost done, and then I'm gonna clean up the kitchen. I'll be done for the day. Alright, so the lasagna is done. My husband put it in the oven while we were at dance, so I put it in at 375. My oven runs a little bit lower on temp, so I always up the temperature a little bit. But I did 375 for about 40 minutes, but it was not cold. So if it was frozen or if you had it in the fridge, you definitely would want to do a longer temp. Lasagna, and then we have our garlic bread. I was gonna make a salad with it, just didn't feel like it. And then, yes. And then dessert will be in the oven shortly. All right, and here is the dessert. It's still a little warm. I cut mine a little early, but it is so good. I'm telling you, people, go make this. This will be like if you love peanut butter and chocolate, this will be your favorite. And don't be afraid. I mean, don't be shy on the peanut butter. You can add extra. It's amazing. My favorite. Okay, tonight I made a gourmet dinner. So we had pizza. And I can never record pizza when it's here because you want to eat it like fresh and hot. So we had pizza. So we got pineapple and bacon, and then this was steak and onion, and these were thin crust. We've gotten really hooked on their thin crust. And then the kids got pepperoni and cheese, regular pizza, and then we got their little brownie things. Matthew came in from work and we were talking. I was like, can I just order pizza? He was like, I don't care. So I ordered pizza. It's the rain. It's gonna rain all week, so yeah. Anyway, that's what we had. All right, tonight I am fixing chicken and cashews. So I found this recipe on Pinterest. I always get all my recipes from Pinterest. I will link this below. I am missing just a couple of things, but I have a majority of them. So you'll just need chicken, and it does say an onion, and sometimes they do like peppers in them. I don't like peppers. The place that we get Chinese food from, they have the chicken, peas, and cashews. That's like the only thing, and the sauce. So I'm just doing the chicken and cashews because I don't really like peas. So that's the best part about making things at home, is you can make it how you want. So we have our chicken, cashews. It is supposed to be unsalted. These are salted. Oh well. You'll need cornstarch, a little slurry to thicken everything, salt and pepper, minced garlic, I think it says ginger, yeah, ginger, hoisin sauce, rice vinegar, liquid aminos. This is the same thing as soy sauce. It just doesn't have like as much like sodium, or like the soy is in it or something. It's supposed to be better for you. A tad bit of sesame oil and ketchup. And in here it calls for chili garlic sauce. I don't have that. Sriracha, I don't have that. Or sesame seeds. So I have pretty much everything but those like 3 items, which I think will still be delicious. So I'm gonna cut up the chicken, get that cooking, and then we'll just put all the sauces in, put the cashews in, and it'll be done. I need to actually fix some rice because this is gonna go really fast. All right, so my chicken is cooking, and I hate when I do this. When you overfill the pan and there's just tons of like chicken juices. Well, I need to use chicken stock, and I didn't feel like using one of the cubes, so that's gonna be my chicken stock. So it's almost cooked, so it's good. So I've mixed up my sauces right here. That's my slurry. So I'm just gonna put this in. I'll scrape it out. And then I'm gonna let this go for a couple minutes, and then I'll add the slurry in there little by little. And I think I might add too much chicken, but I might add a little bit more of the sauces. And then we'll add the cashews in, and then it'll get nice and thick and juicy. We have no vegetables. Crap. But my rice is going, so I'm gonna let that go, and then I'm gonna turn the heat up and let this do its thing. All right, so here it is, all done. Look how thick that is. All right, so it would probably look super pretty with peas, but again, I don't like peas. You could add peppers. I'm just, we're just gonna have it like this, and we're using the jasmine brown rice, which is one of my favorites. So that is what's for dinner. Okay, just want to come back and say this was a win. So if you like chicken and cashews or making Chinese at home, definitely give this one a try. All right, tonight the kids are gone, so it's just us. So we got takeout. Well, we both got barbecue, but I got brisket and wings, smoked mac and cheese, and onion rings to right here. And then my husband got burnt ends, sidewinders, and mac and cheese. All right, tonight it is, I don't know, Saturday night. All right, so the kids are not here, so that's kind of different for us. We went out to eat at lunchtime, so we went to a Mexican restaurant that you could eat outside, which was super nice. Tonight, because it's just me and Matt and Zach, I am gonna have chicken Asian wraps. I have made these, or easy peanut chicken wraps. I have made these so much, and if you've seen any of my other videos, you've probably seen this 3 or 4 times now. This is one of my absolute favorite things. I never ever thought I would like chicken with peanut butter. Like, that sounded horrifying to me, but it works. So if you kind of like the Asian flavors, give this a try. I'll put this in the description. Even like the sauce is really simple to put together. That's pretty much all you have to do. You just cook the chicken. That's it. So if you didn't like the sauce, the chicken is just seasoned like with salt and pepper, so you could just make that into like chicken tacos. Have some salsa and sour cream, and you can use the coleslaw as a topping, so you could kind of change it and revert it to something else. So definitely give this a try. I promise you, I almost promise you'll like it, especially with the peanuts in it. So good. And my husband is gonna have corned beef casserole. His mom made this for him. His birthday was yesterday. So they dropped it off. They live next door, so they dropped it off, and I don't like corned beef. So I'm gonna heat this up for him and Zach. Luckily that's done. I don't have to deal with it. And then they'll be able to eat this, and I'm gonna have my Asian wraps. But I'm gonna show you how I put this together. All right, so the sauce is done. Now, if you haven't had this, you won't know what it tastes like, but you can adjust things to your liking. The recipe does call for honey. The first like 2 times I did it, I had honey. I have forgotten to get honey ever since then. So I either use like regular sugar or brown sugar, and it's just fine. I do not use ginger in mine, so that will change the flavor. And also calls for cilantro. I do not use cilantro because I am one of those that do not like cilantro. I did have to use my whisk to whisk it, but I just put this aside. This literally takes like 2 minutes to make, and then this is like the hardest thing you have to do. I don't add the peanut sauce to my coleslaw until like right before we eat, because all the salt and sodium will wilt down the coleslaw mix and it'll make it extremely I like it super crunchy. It just depends on what you like. So I'm gonna set this off to the side, and then I'm just going to cut up my chicken, put it in my air fryer, season it, and then I'll be ready to eat. All right, so I just have one piece of chicken. This is just for me. I cut it in half. I am putting a little bit of the peanut sauce on the chicken. I've never done that. We'll see. My husband's casserole's almost done, so I had to wait for the longest time. But I'm gonna put it in my air fryer. I use my air fryer all the time. This is my absolute favorite appliance. So I'm gonna do 370 for like, we'll start with 6 minutes. And I've already got my coleslaw in here. I just started out with a little bit, and then I'll pour the sauce over it, and then I'll sprinkle just a little bit of the peanuts in there, and then I put the peanuts on the side so I can, you know, eat them separate. Go with it. So here is the Asian wraps. I got the chicken, which I think will be much better with the peanut sauce on it. So if you do try it, I would put a little bit on there. We have the slaw mix. We have some extra peanuts. I usually do lettuce cups, and I have corn tortillas that I fried, so I'm gonna try that. I have some extra corn tortillas, and then Zach and Matt are gonna have corned beef casserole that I just took out. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's What's for Dinner. Don't forget to go check out Taylor's video. I will link it up here in the cards, or a video thing at the end, wherever you'll find it. You can also see a link down in the description below, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye guys.